You know, lately I've had a big interest in like alternate realities and like alternate history and basically everything alternate. So with that in mind, I thought of an idea that I want to test in today's video. And that idea is an alternate reality where America and China have their roles switched. What if America was the communist presence on the other side of the world, whilst China was the Democratic Union for Peace? It definitely makes for an interesting tale, and I figured what better mod to do it in than in the Road to 56, because that means all the focus trees and everything are fully expanded. I also want to go ahead and show that I'm not doing it with historical AI, so the AI is pretty much going to do whatever they want to do, and I will very quickly go to custom game rules, and I need to find America, USA, here we go, communist, done. That's all I'm changing. Now, before we do hop into the world as a newly founded United States of China, I suppose, if we're going to be playing that role, be sure to, of course, click the like button and subscribe. Share the channel with your friends, all that fun stuff. I do listen to you guys in the comments as well, so if you want to suggest something fun, be sure to drop it in the comments down below, and I'll take a look and I'll add it onto a suggested list. But without further ado, the Republic of China, led by Chiang Kai-shek, we're going to go and embrace his ideals as we form the United States of China. Okay, so starting off, there is a certain way that I'm going to go about this, especially now that after 4 years of playing this game, I have finally learned console commands. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and do the TDE bug, I'm going to go ahead and do annex, and I'm going to annex all of the Chinese nations. I was about to say provinces. They're not provinces, they're nations. And now that we finally finished that, we are now a proper United States of China. Now, you may be asking me, Anglo, why did you do this? The whole point of playing China is to unify China. Yes, that is correct. However, there is a twist in this video. And the twist is, because we are playing the American role in this timeline, we have to do exactly as America did, and that's stay united as a nation. So that's what we're doing. We're starting off as a united nation. And because we are playing the American role, we cannot be the aggressor in conflict. So what that means is I have to basically embrace how America did. So try and stay isolationist, only take territory that is deemed to be ours. So for America is the likes of Panama and such. For us, it's this territory here from the Japanese. We'll need to take it back at some point, and then this topical question down here we'll have to deal with at some point too. But outside of that, I am not allowed to grow my size as a nation. If I do get involved in a war, it is only when an ally of mine has been declared upon. I am not allowed to be an aggressor, and I am allowed to assist in civil wars or other wars by sending volunteers, but I am not allowed to intervene directly if it is not an ally. Also, in terms of peace deals, I am not allowed to take territory. I am only allowed to change government or make a puppet. That's as far as I am allowed to go. So with that being said, the United States of China, let's get the ball moving. So the very first thing that I need to consider doing in terms of sorting out our government is choosing an ideology, choosing an ideal, and that's exactly what we're going to do here with national reform. I'm going to go ahead and do national reform. Obviously, if I go down revive the New Life movement, that's going to kind of lead me down. It seems to be German. It seems to be right-wing. Yeah, that seems to be fascist. We can't be going down that route. We have the People's Tutelage, which I don't know if this is... I don't know what... Oh, that's neutrality. Okay, so we don't want to do neutrality, which means we're going to do this. End the People's Tutelage. We're going to go down the democratic path, which is very interesting. And instead of going to the Allies, I might just do First Democracy in Asia and see if I can't invite a few people into it. Now, although we start off in the lovely land of China with many divisions in 1936, the catch is, of course, there is literally very minimal industry, very minimal factories, and of course our divisions are a little bit wonky, they're a little bit crooked, you know. It's not exactly my forte, my cup of tea. So we've got a lot to do, and we haven't really got much in reserve either, so I need to be careful with how I approach this, otherwise we're going to be in the red very quickly. Yeah, no, I definitely overstepped my boundaries. I tried to make my division a little bit fuller. Maybe I should just remove this whole line, and by trying to make them stronger, you know, give them good defense, and I hope that's a decent breakthrough. It seems I did a thing, and the thing is like a really bad thing. God, I need factories. I need loads and loads of military factories right now. So a little bit of an update going on here. I did send a spy over to Japan to have a look at how far they're going in their focus tree, to see how far they are to ruining me. And they went with support the Kodaha faction. And they've gone for like the shogunate, like the full-on Japanese empire, shogunate, led by Hirohito. So that means they're going neutrality, which means I'm not going to have a problem with the Japanese attacking me at all. That's fantastic. Oh yeah, and Uncle Addy is dead. Germany are now being led by Herman. Spain just broke apart into their little breakaway, their little three-way, four-way fight. And then America is still being led by FDR. They don't seem to be turning commie just yet. And with another episode of Worldly Update, we are now granted by 2 new additions to the world. We have the French Commune led by Maurice Thorez, which is not ideal. I was hoping for a democratic Europe to help me, but never mind. And then we have the German Republic against the German Reich. I've got my money on the Republic. They seem to be doing very, very well, pushing all the way to Hanover, but you never know. You never do know. The German Reich do have quite a few buffs. In terms of us, we have now completed as much as I can of the democratic tree. Everything else is locked behind a barrier of until I actually become a democratic nation. So with that being the case, I have 4 options rather. I have industry, I have tech, I have military, or I have essentially just claims, territorial claims. What I'm thinking of doing is I will do tech, industry, half military, and then claims. And then hopefully by then, I'll be able to have my democratic focuses all ready. But I already like where this is going. Academia Sinica is giving me plus 4% on that research boost, which I really need because my research is minus 17. Interesting indeed. Okay, so I have 2 options here. We can stick with Hu Shi as our new democratic leader now that we've finally become a democracy, and we can get rid of the corruption economy, which is not doing us too well, and it will be replaced with a civilian economy. Or we can keep the Kuomintang and good old Chiang Kai-shek in charge, but it brings chief cost down by 15%. And you know what? I don't think it's worth it. So we're going to go ahead and click this option here for guidance, get rid of good old Chiang Kai-shek, go to a civilian economy, and we are now properly led by Hu Shi. And it seemed like it might be time for a very under-equipped China to go to war. The great empire of Qing declared war on the shogunate of Japan, and we have an option. We can coexist with them with a non-aggression pact, completely ignore it for 150 political power, or we can say death to the oppressors and gain an annex war goal, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. They are running alone, mind you. They don't seem to be bringing in the Mongol. Oh no. Oh, I see. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for the Empire of Qing to take out these guys, and then once I'm ready, I'll take them out. So with the Qing now on the defensive, I think it's about high time I go ahead and launch my attack. I've got a small gateway to get in and out of the mainland of Qing. I just need to push through Beijing. And if I can do that, then I'd like to think I can get in and get it problem solved before the Japanese take Sinking. Also, it seems like the Japanese want to sign a non-aggression pact. I'm going to go ahead and say, although peace would be great, I'm going to decline, because at the end of the day, if the Japanese take this, I am going to need to take it back for myself. And in yet another piece of news, it seems there is another civil dispute, and this time it is Russia against the Soviets. This was unexpected. I wasn't expecting this to happen, but I guess this kind of goes in my favor, because I remember White Russia has a thing with, oh, wrong button. White Russia has a thing with Japan, so I don't know if that will make life easier for me or more difficult. All I know is right now I'm having a hard time, although I outnumber the Qing, simply because they have equipment and I have probably like 1 rifle between every 20 man. It's just a horde of angry Chinese men running at the fields. It's just give them a toothbrush and a shovel and they'll be fine. It truly seems like the United States of China is not yet ready to play the role of America. I'm probably going to have to do what America did IRL, and that's just be the sleeping lion until like 1942 or something, because I have no equipment and I couldn't even get past the Mongol region. Japan just completely dealt with it. What was the peace deal? Oh, they just pieced them out. They didn't take any territory. Okay, so the Japanese didn't take territory. They didn't puppet. They didn't change. Oh, maybe they changed ideology. I don't know what Great Empire Qing naturally is, but it seems like that's what it is. Okay then. Well, cheers Japan. Nothing changed. We've also had our result over here, the United Communist States of America, led by Earl Broder, the Communist Party of the USA. There's kind of a problem, but I'm also kind of doing what modern America is doing. As you guys know, modern America buys a lot of their electronics from China, if not directly, indirectly. Basically, half of the iPhones are made in China, right? I'm essentially doing that right now as China with the Americans by getting their equipment. I'm getting 2,500 per 50 political power, so I can can restock my infantry equipment finally and actually have a workable army, not an army made of toothbrush and shovels. In terms of the focus tree, it's a little bit of a mishmash, but we're slowly but surely getting there. I'm really interested in a focus. I saw it not too long ago, and I think it was, here we go, here. This one, join the Allies or the first democracy in Asia. And as much as I want to do first democracy in Asia, with all these different factions and wars and government changes that are miraculously happening, I kind of want to side with the Allies so I can at least have Britain on my side. I feel like that's an ally definitely worth having right now. Ooh, now that's something I've never seen or done before. I've just got an offer from Australia to form a faction with them, which I think I might need to, especially since the Japanese just declared on Russia and joined the Germans. That's a charade I really don't want to deal with, but I'm probably going to have to. But with that being said, the Australians have just invited me to party, and you know what? I think I might accept. Yeah, we'll make our stand with them. We'll join the Aussies. We've got the Chinese and the Aussies standing together. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Okay. You know, this world really is a complete and utter mess. And as much as I want China to wake up from its sleep, I feel like I'm still not ready to take the fight to everyone. It's 40 now. I might do an America and wait until 42 before the sleeping tiger wakes up. But right now, obviously, Japan is against Russia and Germany. And with Germany and all of that. The French community are in the same province or the same faction as the Russians. The Great Qing, who I'm supposed to be taking, is now part of the Russian-French alliance. The Mongolians are at war with them just because why not? You know, the Americans are doing their own thing. There's a faction of its own in South America. Canada is staying true to liberalism. I don't know what's going on anymore. Britain just declared war on Iraq because why not? The America of the world is very much needed right now, and well, let's just say I'm still sleeping. Beijing it's like midnight in Beijing right now. Everyone's tucked in tight to bed. Okay, so as it stands now, we're not even 4 months into 1942, and it is time for the sleeping tiger to awaken. The world is a mess. The French capitulated. The Russians are on the defense. I need to get involved, and as you just saw by there, I left the Australians to join the Russian faction. They are democratic. The Republic of Kazakhstan is democratic. And these guys, whatever, this is a problem to cross later. But right now, I need to get involved. I need to send my troops out, and I need to join the resistance of the Germans, the resistance of the West. So with that being the case, we're going to get our teeth stuck in and hope for the best. Now, that's how you surprise an enemy. We got involved in this whole Middle East region that was just eating and eating and eating. The underbelly of Russia has just collapsed. The Brits came in from the West. We came in from the East. The Indians came in from the south. They just collapsed on themselves, and we actually contributed 32% of the war effort. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I'm not taking any territory here. I'm just go ahead and change the government. So Afghanistan, I'm going to change your government. Submit demands. They have now been changed. The Transcaucasians, I don't really care. Russia can eat them for all I care. Where's Russia? Eat them. Nom nom. And just like that, we now have the Democratic Islamic Republic of Iran, led by Mohammed Ali Foroughi, as well as the Republic of Afghanistan, led by Amanullah Khan. And it truly seems like the world is on our favor, and the enemy cannot handle the pure Chinese numbers. We managed to push Japan straight out of Korea, and the second that they did, not only did Korea become independent, but Japan asked us to make peace, and I said, hell no, that's not happening, don't be silly. And because of that, we're still going, it's still happening, everything's still like mission go. I'm trying to push them out of Vladivostok in this area of the east. However, they've also fallen into a bit of a state of disrepair. We have the shogunate led by good old Hirohito, and then we have the state led by Tetsu Katayama. So I'm going to keep banking on Tetsu. Hopefully we can get a democratic ally out of Japan fairly soon. And then atop that, we'll just have to keep looking to the west, because our troops have just turned up, and I don't know if the west can handle them. I just pressed go. I literally just pressed go, and that is a whole lot of green. I mean, sure, there's a bits of red here and there, but oh, the Germans could not keep up with that Chinese manpower. It seems we're in quite a good situation here, because Japan seeks peace, and this time they're surrendering all their interest in the continent. And they want to stick to themselves being an island, and they've offered us this where we take over all of our Chinese lands, and Japan gives them back to us. However, we sign a permanent truce, temporary truce. I can go to war with Japan after if I decide so. I feel like I'm going to take the temporary truce and take my land in Menjiang, which is quite nice. It just means I need to fight Qing at some point, but they're in the same faction of me, so I don't think that's going to work out. But we'll just have to play it by ear and see what happens. Okay, so update time. As you can see, things are looking a little bit different. Germany managed to secure a peace deal which managed to get Ukraine to completely capitulate, as well as the Czech Republic. But in doing so, this whole underbelly was completely unguarded when it became German territory, so my armies immediately went here and swarmed. Most of the Axis army is stuck up here in this northwestern Russian region, like the German St. Petersburg area, and a good chunk of it is also in Africa. So that being the case, I'm going to completely take advantage of this situation. I'm going to try and also see if I can't box them in and completely wipe out these units, and just use the soft underbelly target, tactic even, and just completely wipe them out. That's the goal at least. I've got to keep my fingers crossed. Oh yeah, and Britain's slowly landing in Normandy. So it seems like we're starting to luck out. It seems like the American-British double team is starting to weaken the enemy little by little, which paves the way for us to come through. However, Italy is screwed. I've got my 18 stack coming from Norway all the way down. If I can get them to land in Sicily, or even southern Italy, right? If I can get them to land down here, I feel like maybe Italy is game over, because all of their troops here are on our border, both in Romania and up here in the northwestern Russia region, where we're slowly getting close to causing a nice little pocket. I want that pocket to be successful. Come on, baby, please give me a pocket. Right, time to see what a fully oiled Chinese division of Chinese army can do in the lands of Italy. Let's go. Oh my lord, look at that green. They are caught with their pants down. Italy do not stand a chance. Soft underbelly.co.uk. There we go, and just like that we managed to get the Kingdom of Italy to cap. They managed to capitulate. Kingdom of Italy capitulated. Italian Socialist Republic fractures into a civil war. However, you know what's funny? I don't see the civil war at all. All I see is the Swiss taking the north, me taking Venice and Dalmatia, the UK taking most of mainland, and then we also walk away with Sicily, which is funnily enough. I mean, I guess we always need a holiday in the sun. Anything goes. So things are looking even better, although we do have a little bit of a problem down here with Thailand coming to party, of which I'm going to shut that down immediately. If we go back over here, we've had to retreat a little bit because we were a little bit overwhelmed by what's on offer. Same over here. Rather than just creating a blob, I'm going to try and push south into Spain and shut that down. The French Commune and the Brits and the Americans are now taking the north of Normandy, a bit of Belgium, and of course the Netherlands. And because of all of this pressure coming into Germany, the Germans have pulled out of Russia. Like, although they are here, they're not as strong as they once were. So now my troops and my divisions are just doing an absolute number in Russia, and hopefully we can clean up Scandi very quickly. Nah, like real talk, I'm genuinely so unimpressed and so depressed by the AI. We had all of this and I decided to push south and I left it to the AI and they lost it in seconds. The same as Switzerland here. They lost all of this part here in seconds. The AI is absolutely bloody useless. Okay, this is good. This is good. With them fully removed from the north, the Germans are slowly crumbling. The Italians are literally on the verge of collapse, which is nice. I see a few of their troops around here, but I think this is as far as the Italians go. Over here, it's all Spanish and German and Norwegian. Being America, playing America's role is hard. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. Now, that's what you call democratic power and freedom. Or I would say freedom eagles, but we're tigers, right? China's animal's the tiger, right? So we are the tiger of freedom. We've just liberated Paris from the Germans. We have liberated Rome from the bad Italians. We are about to liberate Madrid. Bro, my war score is so high because I've been doing all the heavy bloody lifting. I've got 36%. The Russia have only got 20%. The UK have only got 10%. I have bled for this. And just like that, Spain has capitulated. The UK took Leon and some of the west. France took most of this territory, and we took little patches here just around Madrid, Salamanca, and Valladolid. Now we are heading north, and our troops from Spain are going to start cleaning up this area, whilst the others start to push into the Netherlands and Germany. Oh, I can't wait to finally get this done. Oh, now that's a nice pocket. Yes, please clean that pocket right up. Also, for some reason, the Mexicans have come. And now that both North and Western France have been cleaned up, I'm going to reroute my troops, and I'm going to split this front line in two. I'll have one go for mainland Germany, and I say mainland Germany in the sense of like Munich, Nuremberg, central Germany, Frankfurt, and then the other army is going to go Netherlands, and then Northwest Germany. Although, that's if I can pass the blooming Mexicans. And just like that, it's another pocket. All of these divisions, these 34 divisions locked inside Romania. We have captured the north, we have locked off the south. It is now time to give them one hell of a wipeout. And I'm talking bigger wipeout than total wipeout. Okay, so now it is time to test out my tanks. I've finally created my tank division. It's a smaller version of what I normally go for. Organization's at 40, so it's not too great, but it is what it is. Granted, I'm not expecting them to do well because these are only interwar development tanks. I haven't even got tank 2, medium tank 2s, but I'm just going to send them in and hope for the best. So 3, 2, 1, and go. How's it looking? How's it looking? That's surprisingly not bad. I was expecting a lot worse. You know what? That's fine. I'll take it. Okay, I've got to admit, I'm not agreeing with this post-it note because it is talking a whole lot of nonsense, okay? The fall of Berlin, and according to this, the Swiss, for some reason they gave the Swiss the credit when it was my troops who walked on in. I don't appreciate that. World News, you need to go and get some new reporters because that's a load of nonsense. Anyway, the Chinese flag flies high over Germany, over Berlin. You know what? I'm going to ask for my just desserts. Give me here. I need the news report to show the truth. There we go. Now the news report shows the truth. The Republic of China, the Chinese flag flies high over Berlin. Oh my God. China is an absolute menace in this timeline. And just like that, the German Reich has collapsed. They've completely surrendered, and now it is time for our peace deal. I will try to cook something up. I don't know what I'm cooking up, but I am the point leader with 49%. 50%! Basically 50% of the work. I did all the bloody hard work. Oh, good grief. So first off, I want to apologize for how toxic this peace treaty is. It's a little bit much, huh? But essentially we walked away with these guys being our puppets. We have the state of Japan as a puppet. A lot of Europe became free. I figured the best way to keep peace was to break apart the villains. So Italy got broken in half, and then Germany got completely broken in half. The Chinese occupation zone, that's not me, that's a puppet. Again, we've got, you know, different nations here, there, and everywhere. I liberated a lot of everyone, so although I wanted it to be democratic, I felt the best way to go was to liberate it. And it's kind of like a post-World War II treaty, just a little bit more chaotic. So I'd like to believe we fulfilled our role as the Republic of China. I could go after the Great Qing, but there's no point in, you know, leaving the faction to declare war on Qing and then go after Russia and French Commune and everyone all over again. It doesn't make much sense. So with that being the case, I'm going to end it here, guys. This has been If China Replaced America, or What If China Was America, and how the world would pan out. So thanks very much for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to, of course, click the like button and or subscribe, share with friends, grow the channel, all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video I do. Until then, all the best, and I'll see you next time. Ta-da!